Whoa, this is kind of long. All right. I'll at least get into this a little bit. This is very interesting. Now, this is something we all know. Men are much more able to be alone than women. We know this to be true. It's reality. We know it. Stupid studies. Why don't you just do a study to find out if water's wet, huh? Yeah, so your fucking science can reinforce what we already know through simple common sense. So why don't men hate being single as much as women do? So, somebody's done some research, done some studies, polled, whatever, and found out that, guess what? Men don't have as big a problem being single. What does that mean, single? Like I'm single. Like I'm incomplete without somebody else. Fuck off. I'm not in a relationship and I don't want to be. Dear Evan, why don't men hate being... Evan Mark Katz. Understand men find love. What? Why don't men hate being single as much as women do? I know you say most men are marriage-minded underneath. No, they're not. But they seem much less interested in getting into a stable, committed relationship than women do and seem to drag their heels. And that's because they're not really interested in being in a marriage, okay? Okay? You idiot. We don't want to get married. We're much better at cost-benefit analysis than women. And more men are seeing that there's no benefit to marriage. Some of the things I hate about being single. You're a pathetic loser? Is that it? Who doesn't know who he is? Lacks self-awareness, so he's uncomfortable in his own skin. Could that be it? One of the things I hate is lack of love. So you don't love yourself. Okay. Affection and emotional support. Okay, so you're emotionally unstable. You can't support yourself. Not having someone to go on vacation with. Don't go on vacation. You'll save money. Not having someone to share domestic tasks with. What are you, a fucking lazy sloth? You can't push a broom? You can't wash a fucking pair of socks? By the way, women don't do domestic chores. They don't. They'll get married. Even if you're the one going to work and they're just sitting at home on their fat ass, they'll complain about washing the fucking clothes, washing the dishes because that's oppressive. Feminism taught me I don't do these things. And that includes having sex with you. But give me money. Support me. Yeah. Being excluded from social gatherings because I don't have a partner. Oh, you mean parties? I didn't know parties had this requirement that you had to have a mate. Aren't parties good places to meet and bang broads? Go alone. Not having someone to talk to at home on a day-to-day basis. I don't understand. So what? Get a pen pal on Skype or something. Talk to somebody on Skype. I don't know. Nobody to talk to. Wow, this guy sounds like a woman. What a pussy. What's with men these days? You men are becoming pussies. I need somebody to talk to and share my love with. Are you a real man or are you a pussy? This guy's a pussy. Good Lord. Having to cope with financial burden of being single. Apartments, bills. Oh, what a loser. He thinks one of the benefits of being in a relationship is an easing of his financial burdens. Clearly, he hasn't been in very many relationships because if he had, he would know women add to your financial burden. They don't take away from it. Get a roommate. If you're such a pathetic loser suffering from arrested development and at your advanced age, I don't know how old this guy is, but I'm assuming he's in his 20s at least. If you're suffering from such arrested development that you can't take care of your fucking self, hey, pal, you got a problem. You got a problem that being with a woman will not help, but only will enhance. And also not having a regular source of quality sex available. He put that last, even though we know that's first, right? Because he doesn't want to seem like a pig. Surely these things apply to men just as much as women. If this is the case, why aren't men jumping up and down with excitement when they meet someone they connect with? Surely these things apply. Why aren't they just as keen as we are to know where things are going early on in a relationship? A lot of men my age seem uninterested in a committed relationship, seeming to prefer a more casual, low investment, low return approach to relationships. Yeah, do you know why? Because with the low investment, there's also low risk. What's the risk if I'm dating some broad and she turns out to be a hoe? What is the risk if I'm dating her and she turns out to be somebody that really doesn't care about me? Break up with her. I mean, unless this guy wants to live with her, though. Oh, what a dummy. Wow, I'm too poor to take care of myself. I need a woman to help me. You know what kind of woman you're going to get if you're such a pathetic loser that you can't take care of yourself? You're going to get a pathetic loser who also can't take care of herself, and she's only with you to have somebody to take care of her. Great. You're both leeches, but one of you is going to be an even bigger leech, and one of you is going to end up dead, while the other has sucked all of your blood, and I leave it to you to guess who's going to be the bigger bloodsucker. Yeah. It'll be the woman, if you hadn't figured that out. Do men really enjoy the endless tedium and stress of going on a string of disappointing dates? No, not really. We don't really enjoy that. We enjoy the banging. The endless stream of tedious dates is just to get the banging. That's the part we enjoy. But we don't care about that. We don't enjoy this tedium of these dates. No. That's why Tinder's so popular and has empowered so many thoughts and whores to think that they're Miss Universe, right? Because so many men are swiping. How does that work? Which is the one where I don't remember because I didn't really use Tinder. So you swipe right and you're choosing them, and you swipe left and you're passing them by. Too many men are swiping right for women. Meanwhile, most women are swiping left because they have much higher standards than men when it comes to physical attractiveness. There was a story recently. Some guy, this was crazy. This just shows you how high female entitlement is. So this guy, he posted 3 standards. He was a guy, he went on Tinder, and all he did was had some standards. And he had 3 requirements. I don't remember what they were, but they were perfectly reasonable. And they were, by the way, they were nowhere near as unreasonable as most women's requirements. Be 6'3", make $150,000 a year at least, drive a Porsche, take care of me, and all this shit. And his requirements were nothing that unrealistic. They weren't unrealistic at all, in fact, but the media went wild. This guy's a story with this guy's standard is showing up in all the media outlets. This man had the nerve to have some standards. It was a big story because it's so rare. It's not a big story when women have standards that are ridiculous and unrealistic because that's the norm, right? But when a man has standards that even mirror those in a minor way, uh-oh, don't you trample on our female privilege. We're the only ones that get to have standards while we tell you you should accept big, fat, behemoth women. Oh, boy. This is great. All right. Anyway. Does it all come down to the capriciousness of the female orgasm? Since men can have an orgasm with practically anyone, they don't much care who they're with, whereas if a woman finds someone who's actually good in bed, she's desperate to hang on to him. Your insights would be appreciated. He's writing to someone. This is like a Dear Abby kind of thing. I'm not going to read the response. I just gave you my response. The response that this person gives is humongous. Oh my God, it's a fucking 12-page response. Ridiculous. Look. Men, use women for what they're good for, all right? I know this sounds horrible if you're a wayman. Oh, you're a male chauvinist pig. Come on, look. Western women have been corrupted by feminism, and feminism is evil. And even though only a handful of women, percentage-wise, will identify as feminists, they are feminists, okay? They're feminists because they want all the privileges that come with being a woman in modern-day society, which have all been pushed for and obtained through the cultural Marxist idea of feminism, this evil death cult ideology that essentially wants to kill all men. Essentially destroy Western civilization at that and put women in a position of authority over men. And the female dream is essentially to have men as slaves, and they'll be nothing more than sperm donors for the women. This is the women's dream, okay? You think I'm wrong? Go read some feminist literature, okay? That is the obvious logical outcome to their agenda. Feminism's evil, okay? Feminists hate men. Even those moderate feminists, they're not moderate. There's no such thing as moderate feminism because feminism is feminism is feminism, okay? It's all about man hate. I don't care how moderate you want it to seem, or it seems like it could be, might be. Oh, I'm a moderate feminist. I'm not like those big fat feminists like Big Red. Big Red is a famous, infamous feminist with fake red hair that hates men and laughs at male suicide. And that's most feminists, actually. They're all like that, even if they claim not to be. The ones that claim to be moderate, they're the ones that push this idea of first wave, second wave, third wave, because they want to push the idea of acceptable forms of feminism. There's different forms of feminism. Some feminism's good. No, it's all bad. It's all bad because it pushes the idea of equality. It pushes the idea of egalitarianism, which is at its heart evil. You can't make men and women equal. They're not the same. That's all the word equality means. Same. It's just a synonym for same. And men and women are not the same. And this is what you get when you push the idea of making men and women all the same. So, gentlemen, use women for what they're good for these days. They're only good for sex. I'm sorry. It sounds horrible. It sounds evil. But that's all they're good for. Don't marry them, because that just enables them to continue to be nasty, evil, feminist cunts. All right, I think that's about it. So, if you like my content, please consider donating at therealistphilosopher.com/donate, or check me out on DLive. You'll find the link in the description of this video, or just go to DLive/therealist. So, on DLive, I am the realist, which I am. If you don't like the red pills that I am doling out, well, you don't have to watch. But if you like reality, you like red pills, you like to hear how things really actually are without any sugarcoating, without anybody pandering to you and not wanting to hurt your feelings, well, that's me. That's me, motherfucker. So if you like my content, please consider donating. And again, please consider following me on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, and Instagram. I'm especially active on Facebook and Twitter, replying to and commenting on various leftist mumbo-jumbo that I see on these platforms. So if you want to interact with me, those are two good places to do so. Anyhow, I am the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.